At the beginning, Yoshino mentioned that an enigmatic virus was spreading widely. He described a world where remote interaction was recommended. He added that in a world that had completely changed, everyone was lamenting behind screens. He then stated that he was different. He said that it was because he was living together with the class's top beauty. Hoshikawa placed her hand over Yoshino's mouth. During the online class, the teacher asked whose voice that was. She replied that it was her brother. The teacher remarked that it was Hoshikawa-san's brother. She explained that it looked like he had come to get the reference book she was using and deeply apologized. The teacher said they would move on to the next page. She muted her microphone. The teacher then instructed the class to read aloud the next page. Hoshikawa apologized to him. He responded hesitantly. Yoshino described her as having silky hair, fair skin, and big captivating eyes. He added that her lips were concealed by a mask. He stated that her name was Hoshikawa Haruka. He noted that she was rumored to be from an old prestigious family. He stated that she was the top student in their year. He added that she was the class's top beauty. In the classroom scene, one of her friends asked if she had been confessed to again. Another asked how many people had confessed to her that month. Yoshino stated that because of her popularity in high school, he had thought she was someone unrelated to him. He added that it was still unbelievable that she was right next to him. He then questioned why she had touched him. He asked what was wrong and whether something had happened to the computer again. She replied that it had. She suddenly noticed something and said it had been acting strange just a moment ago. He reacted in confusion and thought that she was smiling. He wondered if she was enjoying it. She said that the controls had not been working properly, but they might be fixed now. He responded that it was good. He then thought that the situation was troubling. He thought that she should not be casually touching someone's body. He considered that if he were full of worldly desires, he would have acted differently. He imagined a romantic moment with her. He then thought that he hoped she was grateful that he was a gentleman. Suddenly, she touched him again. He reacted in shock. She mentioned her flank. He remained shocked. She looked down with a slight blush. While looking at her, he thought that the situation might mean she was intentionally exposing her thighs. He then thought that he might be misunderstanding. He considered that she might not be aware of her own state. He thought that if she continued to expose them like that, it would be a problem. In his nervousness, he adjusted her skirt. He thought that this was bad. He thought that she would surely notice. She looked at him and asked, with a laugh, what was wrong. He replied that it was nothing. He noted that her face was red and asked if she was feeling unwell. She said that she was fine. He then thought that maybe he should brew some warm tea later. He noted that she was not good with machines, so she could not make it. He then mentioned that this was Hoshikawa's house. 3 days earlier, in April of their second year in high school, when he arrived at the boys' dormitory, he saw a sign stating that non-staff members were prohibited from entering. He reacted in shock and asked what it was. A person explained that there had been an infected individual, so the area had to be disinfected. He remarked that the janitor must be having a hard time. He asked when they would be able to go in. The person replied that they could not enter for the time being. He asked what for the time being meant. The person explained that it had been decided to close the dormitory starting that day. He reacted in shock and said that his belongings were still inside. The person replied that everyone had already evacuated back to their hometowns. He reacted in surprise and asked if it had already happened. The person explained that it would be troubling if a mass infection were to occur. He added that he had been told to explain that students should return home until it reopened. He asked if they had forgotten about him. The person apologized. He reacted in shock. After leaving, he said that he had never imagined it would turn out like this while he had been in the club room messing around with the computer. He decided to call his mother. His mother said that she was scared of getting infected and told him not to come back home. He then called his friends. They replied that they could not help and wished him good luck. At that moment, he felt completely broken. He thought that maybe he should go to an internet cafe. At the internet cafe, the receptionist said that high school students were only allowed to use the facilities until 22. He then thought about a family restaurant. The restaurant staff refused him because he was in uniform. Looking at his wallet, he said that hotels were expensive. The narration stated that Yoshino Kanata's total assets were 20,000 yen. After losing all hope, he ended up sleeping in the park. He said that he would sleep outside. He stated that he would not die just from sleeping outside. He added that it was spring, so it was not that cold. Suddenly, he noticed someone. He reacted in confusion. He thought that someone was walking toward him. He wondered if it was Hoshikawa Haruka from his class. Their eyes met. He thought that it felt like their eyes had met. He questioned whether it was a misunderstanding. She took out her phone and moved around trying to find a Wi-Fi signal. While looking at her, he thought about what she was doing. In frustration, she said that she was in trouble and could not catch any Wi-Fi signals. He thought that she was speaking like a robot. He felt that she was looking at him. Their eyes met again. He confirmed that they did. He closed his eyes. She suddenly approached him. He sat up and apologized, saying that he must have startled her by speaking suddenly. She replied that it was not sudden at all and that she was just surprised. She suddenly realized that it might be Yoshino. She noted that he was wearing a mask and that it was dark. She confirmed that he was Yoshino Kanata from the same class. He thought that her casualness felt forced. He confirmed that he was Yoshino. She responded happily. He wondered why she looked so happy. He questioned whether she had always been like that. She then said that it was already dark and asked why he was there. He thought that she had returned to her usual self. He said that he had been thinking of sleeping outside. She reacted with surprise. He explained that he lived in the student dormitory. She said that she knew. He reacted in surprise. She explained that she had seen him coming out of the dorm. He thought that she had been watching him. He explained that there had been an infected person, so it had been closed down, and that he had nowhere to go. She asked about his family home. He said that they had told him not to come back because they were scared of infection. She acknowledged it. He then asked what she had been doing. She said that she had come to catch a Wi-Fi signal. He reacted in confusion. She explained that without Wi-Fi, they would not be able to attend classes starting next week. She said that she thought she would catch it and bring it home. He explained that the public Wi-Fi in the park could only be used around that area. She reacted in shock. He said that if she had an internet network at home, she could set up a remote environment. He asked if she had one. She said that she did not know. He asked about Wi-Fi. She again said that she did not know. He remarked that she was smart. She thanked him slightly. He said that she should be able to understand it on her own. She insisted that she could not. She said that she was bad with machines. She mentioned that he was in the computer club. He said that she knew a lot. She asked him to help her. She requested that he teach her, as he was knowledgeable about computers. She politely asked for his help. He thought that it felt unreal that she would ask him. He agreed, saying that it was fine if she was okay with it. He thought that it was much better to do something useful for her than to sleep outside alone. He recalled that they had talked about Wi-Fi before. She said that she would like him to make it usable at her house. He hesitated about her parents' permission and the time. She grabbed his sleeve and told him to come with her, saying that her house was that way. He reacted awkwardly. He thought that it felt inappropriate. He also thought that it somehow felt like a date. Standing in front of her apartment, he asked if that was her house. She confirmed that it was. They went up the elevator. She pointed to her flat and invited him in. He apologized for intruding. He mentioned that he had been living in a dirty boys' dorm and felt nervous. Upon entering, he expressed amazement. He thought that everything was state-of-the-art. She asked what he was talking about. She removed her mask. He thought that even without the mask, her face was extremely beautiful. He complimented the interior and said that the facilities seemed very convenient. She initially agreed. Then she suddenly insisted that it was incredibly inconvenient. He was confused. She said that the computer was in her room and asked him to come in and take a look. He reacted in surprise. He agreed. He asked where her family was, noting that it was getting late and that he would like to greet them. She said that they were not there. He questioned it. She explained that she lived alone. He reacted in shock. He realized that it meant it was just the two of them. He became flustered. She asked if he was okay and whether he did not want to come in. He denied it. She reassured him. She led him into her bedroom and said that it was a bit embarrassing. He entered. He noticed a pleasant scent. She called him over. He saw the laptop. He recognized it as the same one loaned from the school. He thought that he should finish quickly. He said that he would touch it for a bit. She reacted in embarrassment. He clarified that it was what she had called him for. She hesitated. He wondered if there was something on the screen she did not want him to see. He asked her to go first. She reacted in confusion. She said that she did not know how. He asked if she had no experience. He moved closer and asked if it was okay for him to proceed. She agreed. He began the setup and instructed her step by step. She reacted with embarrassment. He said that it was not something to be embarrassed about. She said that it was not that. He completed the process. He opened the browser. He confirmed that the connection was successful. She remarked that it had been fast. He said that next time it would connect automatically. She suddenly held his hand. He called her name. She thanked him. He replied that she was welcome. He asked if he could go back. She asked where he would go. He said that he would go back to the park. She objected. She said that it was not good and that he might get sick. She mentioned that she lived alone. She added that there was a spare room next door. She noted that it was already late. He acknowledged it. He apologized for overstaying his welcome. He started to leave. She stopped him. She asked why he was trying to leave after all that. He thought that she might be offering to let him stay. He hesitated. He worried about how it might be perceived. She insisted that she was bad with machines. She said that she could not do anything besides Wi-Fi. He responded uncertainly. She said that he was good with machines. He said that he was not particularly strong. She said that he was definitely stronger than her. She said that remote classes were starting. She said that she was worried about attending them properly. She held his hand again. She hesitated and repeated herself. He asked if she meant that it was okay for him to stay. She said that if he wanted to stay, then it was fine. He apologized for asking. He said that it would really help if she could let him stay. She happily agreed. She said that it was okay for him to stay. He asked if it would not be a bother. She said that it was not at all. She added that she was actually happy about it. He questioned why she was happy. She said that it was because she could learn about machines from him. He said that if there was anything he could teach her, he would do as much as she wanted. She reacted cheerfully. She tightened her grip on his hand. He thought that she seemed unexpectedly cute. He thought that he could not believe she was the same flawless beauty from class. He recalled her saying that she would be counting on him from now on. He said that he would be counting on her too. He then noted that at that moment, he had not noticed the lie she told. It was stated that she was bad at lying. She said that her family had told her since childhood that one could tell when she was hiding something just by looking into her eyes. She said that it had made her afraid. She said that he had not found out. She expressed relief. While lying on her bed, she said that thanks to that, she could live with him. She apologized for lying. She revealed that finding him at the park had not been a coincidence. She had seen that the student dormitory was closed. She remembered that he had been living there. She wondered if he had gone back home. She thought that she would feel lonely. She thought that as long as he was doing well, that was what mattered. She then wondered what if he could not go back. She realized that she was not bad with machines. She reminded herself that she was smart. Looking at her laptop, she reasoned that there was nowhere for a high schooler to stay overnight. She concluded that the only place around the school was the park. She stated that it was not Wi-Fi she wanted to catch, but him. She said that she had been smiling the whole time. She noted that he had not noticed it. She reflected that masks were convenient when lying. She said that pretending to be bad with machines had been a spur-of-the-moment decision. In the present, she thought that she had not known how to approach him. The scene shifted to a year earlier. She had been struggling to find a Wi-Fi network. She said that her phone was not connecting. She noted that she had just moved there before the entrance ceremony. She said that it was spring break and no one was around. She said that it had already been 30 minutes. Yoshino passed by. She called out to him and asked for help. He confirmed that she was speaking to him. She said that her phone was not connecting to the internet. He asked to see it. She handed it to him. He said that he would borrow it for a bit. He checked it and said that he understood. She thought that it had been a while since she had relied on someone. He returned the phone and said that he was done. She reacted with surprise. She asked if it was already fixed. He explained that it had been trying to catch free Wi-Fi. He said that it should be fine now. She thanked him. She said that she had just bought the phone. She said that she did not know anyone after moving there. He asked if she was planning to enroll there. She said yes. He said that he was as well. He told her that she could ask him again if she needed help. She took the phone back. She agreed. She later realized that she had fallen in love right after enrolling. She said that it was after they met again in the classroom. She described him as indifferent to girls. She described him as reserved, calm, gentle, and sincere. She said that he was very cool. She admitted that she liked him. She said that she did not know how to approach him. She said that because she was bad at lying, she thought he would notice if their eyes met. She decided to daydream. She imagined his gaze. She imagined the feeling of his hand. She imagined his reactions. She said that her unrequited love intensified. She said that her desires became uncontrollable. She said that she ended up bringing him to her apartment. While lying on her bed, she said that he had been very cute. She wondered what kind of reaction he would have if she played more pranks. She said that she wanted to rely on him more. She said that she wanted to touch him. She thought that the reason she kept lying was because she could rely on him more that way. She said that her heart had been pounding earlier. She said that she had become flustered thinking he might actually touch her. She then told herself that it was not the time to be flustered. She said that starting the next day, she had a problem to tackle. She said that it was about getting closer to him. She thought that before the state of emergency was lifted, it would be best to create a situation where they could grow closer. She said that she did not want to be seen as pushy or scare him off. She imagined a scene where he said that he could not hold back anymore. She imagined him saying that it was her fault for tempting him. She imagined him moving closer. She imagined herself reacting shyly. She imagined him approaching her lips. She imagined herself resisting softly. She blushed intensely while thinking this. She said that she wanted him to make a move on her. She said that she needed to lure him into making the first move. She said that she would keep her lies and desires hidden. While blushing, she wondered whether sneaking into his bed would still not be a good idea. Meanwhile, Yoshino sat on his bed. He thought about living together with Hoshikawa. The scene shifted to Yoshino, who was asleep. As he stirred, he noticed something and thought that something felt soft. He opened his eyes and saw Hoshikawa sleeping beside him. He reacted in shock, wondering what was happening. He suddenly shouted, which woke her up. Confused, she asked what had happened. He stammered and asked why she was there. She replied that it was her room. He acknowledged that this was true but remained flustered. He then reflected that, due to various circumstances, Kanata Yoshino had ended up living in the house of the class's top beauty, Haruka Hoshikawa. He asked whether her bedroom was not next door. She apologized, explaining that she must have been half asleep and had come to the wrong room. He accepted this explanation and said he understood. She apologized again, saying she would make breakfast and wait for him, then left the room. Yoshino muttered to himself that it had been close. He thought about how she had felt warm and soft, and while looking at his hand, he noted that he could still feel her. He wondered whether he had done anything strange. After coming out of the room, he noticed some items and wondered whose they were: men's clothes and a toothbrush. Most of Hoshikawa's belongings were pink, so he questioned it. Since she lived alone, he considered that they might belong to her boyfriend. He then thought that he had believed her to be a pure and proper young lady, but that might have only been his own image of her. If that were true, then his presence might be a bother. He decided that he needed to properly thank her later. At that moment, she arrived and apologized, saying that breakfast was not ready yet and that she would prepare it right away. He thanked her and offered to help. She said it was fine and that she was only left with cooking it. He remarked that she seemed good at cooking. She replied that since she lived alone, she had to be to some extent. He said that she had mentioned being bad with machines, so he had been worried, but surely she could use the stove and microwave. She smiled and said that she could not use them. He reacted in surprise. She explained that this was why she had been having trouble. He commented that it must have been inconvenient and difficult for her all this time. She agreed. He then noticed something and asked if the rice was cooking. She said that she had managed to get it to work through sheer determination. He said that was impressive. She briefly reacted to being praised, then corrected herself. She leaned forward and asked him to teach her how to use the stove. He began explaining that the switch in the middle was for turning it on and off and adjusting the heat. She said she did not understand and asked him to come closer and show her. He suggested that he could just eat rice with a raw egg. She pouted in frustration. He immediately apologized and admitted that, as a freeloader, he could not go against her. He pointed with his finger and explained that this was the switch, then pointed again to continue explaining. Suddenly, she said, "Touch," and his face turned red. She noticed and asked if he was okay, pointing out that his face was red. He awkwardly replied that it might be because the pot was getting hot. She accepted this. Later, he tasted the food and said that it was incredibly delicious. She expressed relief and happiness. He thought it was unbelievably well done, considering she could not even use machines. He said he was lucky to be able to eat such delicious food. She thanked him shyly. He then remembered something and said that not only for the meals and a place to sleep but also for lending him clothes, he was thankful. She told him not to worry and said she was giving those clothes to him. He reacted in surprise and asked if that was okay. He then assumed that they might be her boyfriend's clothes. Her expression changed, and she questioned what he was talking about. She strongly denied it, saying he was wrong, that she did not have a boyfriend and had never had one. She explained that she had simply prepared them in advance. He quickly apologized for jumping to conclusions. She reacted with lingering frustration, then said in a quieter tone that the first person she had ever let into her house was him. He was shocked and thought about it seriously, feeling suddenly embarrassed. He then said that if there was anything he could do, she should tell him. She asked what he meant. He explained that the previous day, he had been seriously considering sleeping outside, but thanks to her, he could now live comfortably. He admitted he did not know how to properly thank her, which was why he wanted her to tell him anything. She impulsively said something inappropriate, then immediately denied it, and said it was nothing. She then suggested going on a date but corrected herself and said she wanted him to come with her for shopping and similar things. He asked if that was okay. She said yes and added that they could cook together afterward since it was tough doing it alone. He offered to cook instead if she wanted. She asked if he could cook. He replied that he could manage cup noodles or instant food. She smiled slightly and apologized, saying she was not making fun of him. He responded that he could not blame her for laughing. She then said she would like him to make it. He reacted in surprise. She explained that she wanted to try it and that if it was something he made, it would be delicious no matter what. He looked at her, smiled, and agreed. She reacted with joy. He reflected that, thanks to the enjoyable life with her, he had completely forgotten that an enigmatic virus had spread and that the world was in such a state. The scene shifted to a market. She pointed at a store and suggested going there. He asked if it was okay. She said it would be quicker. He noted that she could use the self-checkout. She replied that she could not. He showed her how to scan items. She said she understood, but she was looking at his face instead. He thought that he would prefer her to look at what he was doing. He asked if there was something on his face. She said she was checking whether he was wearing his mask properly. He dismissed it. She then took out her card and said she would handle the payment. He noticed it but chose to ignore it. Looking around, he thought it was strange. The area, which was usually bustling with noise, was now quiet and closed, as if it were a different world. She approached him and said he was looking around, asking if there was somewhere he wanted to stop by. He explained that since they were out, he had thought about treating her as thanks, but everything was closed. She reminded him that she had said he did not need to worry about it. He still insisted that he felt bad. She smiled and made a suggestion. He agreed that it sounded fun. They stopped at a traffic light. He told her to press the pedestrian button. She said she did not know. He pointed it out, and she followed his instruction. He reflected that although she was the top student in their grade, she was still human, just like him. It would not be strange if she had things she was not good at. Since she excelled in some areas more than others, it would not be strange if there were areas where she fell short. They returned to her apartment. Inside the elevator, he told her to press the button. She again said she did not know. He pointed it out. He then thought that something was strange. She thanked him. He firmly concluded that she was not actually bad with machines. He clearly remembered that when he first came to her house, she had pressed the button herself. There were too many unnatural things. He thought that he was not easily fooled. He called out to her. She asked what it was. As he looked into her beautiful eyes, he became flustered and instead thanked her for her hard work. Internally, he admitted that he wanted to know the truth right away, why she was lying, but he also wanted to protect her smile. She smiled and thanked him as well, saying she appreciated it. He continued thinking about it, questioning what benefit there was in pretending to be bad with machines. She said he must be tired from carrying the bags, and told him to rest well at her house. He wondered if she had done all this to lure him into her house, but then thought that could not be true. He thanked her. He continued thinking, acknowledging that she seemed to enjoy his reactions, and that it was not with any bad intention. However, for someone like her to show affection toward him was an abnormal situation. Then again, the world itself was in an abnormal state. Because of that, he considered that something like this might also happen, that Hoshikawa might have feelings for him.